So not too long ago, I made a video talking about a really useful multiple choice GRE math strategy. And this is part 2 where I'm going to go into another strategy that can be really helpful when you're looking at multiple choice problems on the quant section of the GRE. And I will link that first video in the description. So let's get into it. This strategy is great for when your answer choices are all numerical values and when they're word problems or something that you can plug the answers into. So let's start with our first example. A business owner obtained a $6,000 loan at a simple annual interest rate of R% in order to purchase a computer. After 1 year, the owner made a single payment of $6,840 to repay the loan, including the interest. What is the value of R? All the answer choices are R, so I'm going to take 6,000 times R%, and that will be how I solve. Beginning with B, I'm going to do 8.4% times 6,000, which equals 504. That's too low, so I can cross out B and A. Next, I'm going to jump down to D, and I'm going to do 14% times 6,000 equals 840. And I can see that that is exactly the right number that I'm looking for because 6,000 plus 840 is going to be 6,840. So D is my answer. Now time for our next problem. If y to the negative 2 plus 2y to the negative 1 minus 15 equals 0, which of the following could be the value of y? As I often do, I'll begin with b. So I'll take 1/5 and plug it in for y. So we have 1/5 to the negative 2 plus 2 times 1/5 to the negative 1 minus 15 equals 0. And simplifying, I get 5 squared plus 2 times 5 minus 15 equals 0. And further simplifying, 25 plus 10 minus 15 equals 0. So I can see that that's going to be too large. It's going to be 35 minus 15. So B and A are both not the right answer. However, I'm not going to jump down to D. I'm going to go to C instead because I can see that the 5s are probably good. And so if I switch from positive 1/5 to negative, it might just work. So here we have negative 1/5 to negative 2 plus 2 times negative 1/5 to negative 1 minus 15 equals 0. Simplify to negative 5 squared plus 2 times negative 5 minus 15 equals 0. And we can see that we're left with 25 minus 10, which is 15, minus 15 equals 0. So C is correct. Let's talk takeaways. First of all, always glance at the answer choices for every math multiple choice problem on the GRE, because if it's answers that are numerical values, then you might be in a good position to use those answers to plug in instead of doing the math just straightforward. The second thing that you saw me do in this video was specifically to only plug in max 2 answers, because if we do all 5 or more, that might take a really long time. So I like to start with B and then go to D, because if B is too small, then A is also going to be too small. If D is too small, the likelihood is C will also be too small, because you might start noticing that the answer choices kind of go in numerical value. So it's really a good idea to pay attention to that, and then also be flexible and willing to change your approach if, like in the second problem in this video, you see that the answers, you need a 5 in your answer, then going to D wouldn't have made sense in that problem, so I went to C. So yeah, if that, hopefully that was helpful, and I hope you use this strategy while you're practicing for the GRE, because ultimately you want to remember that you don't need to do every problem just as a straightforward math problem. We need to use everything we can to get through the answers faster and work around the fact that they're trying to trick us on these problems. So this is a really useful strategy for that. And please remember to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!